Hello and welcome to episode 0 or 1, however we're going to call it.
This is Yanni's very first podcast.
Of the temporarily called the Nerd and The Normie podcast. Title could be pending changing later. Yeah, but the general idea the general idea is that I'm a nerd, he's not, and we're going to give you our thoughts on whatever nerd media is out today. And we are talking about, for our first installment, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So I'm Yanni from Yanni's Nerdverse, and here as my co-host is...
I am Luke. I have a channel, Luke's Goldies. If you're going to subscribe to any channel today, don't let it be this one. Go on to YouTube, search up Luke's Goldies, like and subscribe over there. No, I'm joking. Give him some support too.
Please, I need it. Yeah. But the way it's going to work is that we're going to do a short, spoiler-free section right now in case you haven't seen the movie yet. But then most of this video will, of course, be diving into spoilers because there is a lot to talk about. So first,
indeed,
Luke, what were your preliminary thoughts on the film? Spoiler-free.
All right, my thoughts on the film. First of all, if any Wanda stands still existed before this film, and they still exist after, there's something wrong with them. All right, you cannot support Wanda after watching this film. She's a great actor, but as a character, she's awful. She's non-redeemable in my view. Yeah. But anyway, the movie was good. The movie was very good. It was not what you expected at all. It's not at all what I expected going in. I thought it was going to be a really I thought it was going to be a lot of cameos. There was 1% of my body that was thinking I think I might see Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man again. And I'm a huge Tobey fan. I'm not a nerd. I'm not like Yanni here, but I love Tobey Maguire. I love him as Spider-Man. And I heard about the Joe's Pizza leak, about Joe's Pizza being part of here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Joe's Pizza, that's Tobey Maguire. They're gonna have Spider-Man fight Wanda, and Spider-Man's gonna win. But unfortunately, that did not happen. That was a big letdown. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Not what I expected, but it was still good. The storyline was good.
Those are pretty much my same exact thoughts. And I was really happy going into after the movie. I saw it that it was not at all what I expected. It was not cameo fest. It wasn't big fan service. Mm-hmm. It used the multiverse in a way that just impacted the story, and it used it to enhance it. And I compared it, actually, to Everything Everywhere All at Once. And yeah, I don't even remember, but after we saw the movie, I said to you, oh, yeah, it's crazy, but Doctor
Strange is going to be just
so different.
It's going to just be. I was kind of expecting. Yeah, I was kind of expecting just a lot of fan service. I was kind of ready for it.
Yeah, no,
I am a fan. I'll take a little bit of fan service. But it is good that they did kind of focus on the storyline of it instead of just I was basically expecting Spider-Man No Way Home on steroids with less of a story and more of a cameo and nostalgia feel. And there, you get a little nostalgia. I will say that. I won't say anything more because it's the non-spoiler part. But there's a big story to it.
And that's what I really applauded it too, is that it used the multiverse in a way to enhance the actual plot of the movie. And I think the title and all the fan theories kind of did disservice, because when you hear Multiverse of Madness,
you think oh craziness. Man, you think, yeah.
But really, there is madness, but we'll talk about that in spoilers. But really, I wouldn't say it's it's just not multiverse as hopping through every single universe all over the place.
Yeah,
it does a little bit of that. But
you get some cool multiversal things, but a majority of the actual movie only takes place in a couple universes. Yeah, I was kind of expecting it to jump all over the place, but yeah, there's two main universes it takes place in, and then there's maybe I don't know. You go through a lot, but yeah, it wasn't crazy.
Now that being said, I really liked the movie. I think that it did a lot to enhance Doctor Strange's arc.
Yeah,
and I think that Wanda's arc.
This is where I have no idea what he's talking about because I'm.
The cinematography, the audio editing, the sound mixing.
I liked the fighting. Okay, I liked the fighting. There was a lot of shooting. There was a lot of explosions.
It started out really fast. We started in an action sequence.
And the thing is, I'm not big into film. I don't watch things for the beauty and the feeling. I don't like when it starts super slow. This one, you walk in there. Boom! It
is a fast-paced movie.
It is a fast
short
movie.
2 hours.
I like that. I like that. Not a lot of people do, but I like that.
Yeah, I think it actually uses runtime perfectly. I don't think it needed to be longer. I think it could have been just for more fun stuff, but I don't think that it being shorter makes it worse. I think it's perfect in its runtime. It's great. I think everything gets fleshed out. I don't think there's anything more that we needed, really.
Yeah, I would agree.
But so that's what we both think for spoiler free. I'm gonna end that section here now because
now let's get into the spoilers because this is the fun part. We gotta talk about the actual movie if we're gonna have any fun here.
So this is your spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. Wanda was insane.
Died.
No, okay, I don't think Wanda died. She definitely did not die.
I hope she did, but I don't know if she did.
Luke is just heading the anti-Wanda group.
Here's my problem with her. In the beginning, who was that group of people she was fighting for when they first found her with the silver bullet guy? What was his name? Quicksilver. Way in the beginning when she was first introduced.
She was Hydra.
Yeah, so she's with Hydra. So she's like scum. You know, she's like she's not good. All right, Hydra's evil. She's evil. She starts evil. All right, I will say she had a bad childhood. Blah blah blah. I don't care. She was evil. Okay, she was evil, and then eventually, like during the whole Ultron thing, she becomes good. But then,
she's good. I think she's even good in Civil War. That wasn't her fault.
Civil War. Which side was she on again for that?
That was the good side. She was on Captain America's side. But what happened was, remember?
The thing is,
she accidentally bombs the place. But that was not her fault. That was just she's new with her powers, and there's a bomb who's exploded, which that was Captain America's fault because he got distracted, and so she did what she had to do, and she launched it out of the way. She definitely saved lives, but also ended a bunch more.
Also, what happened to her accent?
There's a lot of controversy with Wanda. That being, they erased her being Jewish. They erased her being
I didn't even know
Romani.
she was Jewish before.
There you go. It
was like super thick accent, and now she's just talking my children. And
she was also like a different nationality, and she had an accent in the first one, and then they just slowly phased it out. Then in WandaVision, they even make a joke when the fake Quicksilver says, no, she says to Quicksilver, what happened to your accent? And he's like, oh, what happened to yours? And it's essentially poking at the fact that, they just completely dropped that.
Yeah.
But they just phased it out. And I think at some points, Wanda, when she's at her lowest or least controlled, the accent comes back in a sort of subtext that she's purposely trying to blend in. But then when she just lets loose, she just becomes her true self again.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff there. But the real thing is that they just didn't want to do the accent. But
yeah, so she was good for that portion, but then after she basically has to kill Vision, that's what she did, right? She destroyed the stone, killed Vision. She ducks the whole town, and then it's funny. She was evil for that entire episode, and then she fights an even more evil witch, and she's kind of good at the end. But then she immediately snaps back to evil. She immediately goes back to evil in this movie.
She became Bully Wanda. Is that what you called it?
Bully McWanda. Anytime you have a Sam Raimi movie now with the Marvel, you're going to have a Bully McSomething, okay?
The Darkhold was just the symbiote.
Yeah, the Darkhold was the symbiote, and Sam Raimi just had to sneak that in there. It was it was a little more magical. It was red instead of it's Carnage.
Yeah, it's Carnage.
Wanda, let there be Carnage.
That should have been the title.
They should have changed the title to Wanda. It was more Wanda going absolutely haywire than it was really a multiversal movie,
and honestly. The madness, I think, is her going into madness, but it's not the multiverse isn't breaking. I think that was one of the things that they used in the marketing to trick people.
Yeah,
but the multiverse is there's a possibility of it fracturing.
The only multiverse is that one America Chavez girl. That's the whole multiverse part of the story.
Nothing I think is in madness. No, there's no big multiverse threat. It's
they said there was one inversion threat, whatever.
It was conversion.
Inversion, conversion,
and conversion because the two things are coming together.
Yeah, something like that. I don't even know.
So there's that, but that's not even a real threat that's happening. It's something that could happen if they're staying in these different universes too long or impact things. But I do want to touch on two of the main criticisms. So first, we're kind of talking about Wanda, so we might as well bring it up. Is that people think she turned too evil too fast.
And she did. Well, she did turn too evil too fast. It was out of nowhere.
I don't think so because, first of all, it's just the Darkhold. I think the Darkhold is corrupting her. It's like the Ring in Lord of the Rings. Do you watch Lord of the Rings?
I did watch Lord of the Rings. It's been a long time. But, hold on. Didn't she just get the Darkhold? She just got the book.
So the timeline is kind of skewed between how long ago WandaVision is from Doctor Strange. I don't know the exact time frame, but I think a good amount of time has passed. Because, if we can assume that Halloween was in WandaVision, because they celebrate Halloween, so I imagine it's in October.
Yeah.
Then Doctor Strange is also, he takes place in Christmas. It's past Christmas because There's snow on the ground.
It's past Spider-Man.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I think we can at least, and it looks like it's nice out, so I'm assuming spring. So I imagine it's around at least 3 to 4 months minimum.
So 3 to 4 months, she basically turns from.
She's been reading this book nonstop. She's got no kids. She's depressed. All she's doing is reading.
But like, it's crazy. Like, Doctor Strange, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm literally gonna fight and kill everyone you know. And I'm gonna string up Wong, and I'm gonna kill half your people. She goes to the ground, and she's like, "Give me the child," and she literally kills Doctor
Not
Strange's
even that.
friends.
You have to imagine she's been conjuring demons in different universes to hunt down America Chavez.
And those demons have been killing even before this.
Yeah, killing other people.
Even before Doctor Strange went and saw her in the little garden, like her little fake garden, she's literally been killing Doctor Strange in other universes.
Could you imagine that? Can you imagine killing me in a different universe?
I'd do
Easily.
it.
Do it in a heartbeat.
I would do it in this universe, honestly. I take over this whole channel. It's mine now.
Bada bing, bada boom. Now, the other main controversy is the cameos. Now, I think it's great. Now,
I did want a little more.
So here's the thing.
The hype kind of got me let down a little bit because I wanted some more.
That's true.
I wanted Tobey Maguire.
I know you did. And I think that he's gonna come back for like Secret Wars, which is gonna be like
so awesome.
The Multiverse Endgame. But what I will say about the cameos is that I didn't mind the amount. I was upset with what they did with them because
they died fast.
Not only did they die fast, I just felt that they was just so underutilized. I guess it's kind of
yeah.
Thing, but like I didn't feel that impacted. First of all, they killed Black Bolt right away, who's like super powerful. And look, most people don't care about Black Bolt. Who's the guy? I'm sorry, Black Bolt is the guy who is the screaming power.
Oh yeah.
And
he's like,
exactly.
Goes and
I
does
forgot.
that.
Yeah, I feel you don't know Black Bolt.
And also, go on.
And then the other thing is, you don't bring in John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, and there's not even a fight. And I know why.
I know he
do you know
sticks his arm out, but then it's like.
The reason why is because of budget, because it takes money to CGI all that. That's why. And it's way easier to CGI Captain Marvel shooting blasts and a Peggy Carter throwing shields. Like that's just easier to do.
Yeah.
Doing stretchy powers is hard.
And also,
that's why.
I kind of felt like also a criticism I have in this cameo part. Wanda has the power to change reality.
Yeah, why not just kill them all right away?
Wanda has the power to change reality, to seal up and like erase the Dark Bolt, whatever guy's mouth.
Yeah.
And then she's like doing hand-to-hand combat with a regular super soldier.
Yeah, I think
like what? Like if I was Wanda, I would have been like, your brain is now Play-Doh.
No, literally.
And you're gone. What is this little like? I'm fighting Captain Carter. I know for the movie, yeah, you got to have a fight scene, blah blah blah. Like if I was Wanda, oh hi Illuminati. Play-Doh brains.
Exactly.
And you're all gone.
And I don't know why that wasn't the case, because she still killed them brutally. It's a movie, that's why they didn't do it. But
maybe she wanted to torture them a little bit in the thing, but she was kind of taking some hits.
Yeah, she was. She wasn't just like messing around.
So yeah, I don't know.
And it's also like I think Peggy Carter should have been killed easier, just because
she lasted longer than Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic would easily, in my opinion, defeat Peggy Carter.
I think so too.
Yeah, because like he's a stretchy man.
He's like
just stretch around her and
there you go.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, I get. Captain Marvel is super powerful.
Captain Marvel,
has the powers of the Infinity Stone.
There was a good fight. She had Infinity Stone power. Like, that makes sense.
But Peggy Carter, I'm like, come on.
Like, I think Peggy Carter lasted almost the same amount of time as...
Yeah. I think Peggy Carter might be in this long... Or Captain Carter. I don't know if people...
Captain Carter, yeah, whatever.
Lasted longer, I think. Like, had more screen time than Mr. Fantastic. I think it's highly possible.
Yeah. And also, like, this might be like kind of like a what's it called?
Just say it.
What's that called? A not a good opinion.
This might be like it's bad opinions.
Like an unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
I thought Mr. Fantastic's acting was not that good.
Okay,
I didn't think he actually acted that good.
Okay, here's the thing. Totally agree.
It was a little awkward. He was like,
awkward is the best.
Doctor Strange, you are a threat to the universe, and it's like he's not acting like Mr. Fantastic should.
So here's my part with that.
You know?
I think there's two things. One, I heard from two leakers that Mr. Fantastic was added in reshoots. So
he was added in reshoots?
And I also think he was acting by himself in the green screen. I don't think, and I think that's probably why, and he's probably not used to that.
Maybe he just didn't have enough time.
Because he's a great actor.
Like
I love Place, Office,
The Office.
Quiet Place he does better acting in.
Yeah. But I love all of John Krasinski's like things for the most part.
Even like Jack Ryan or whatever.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of that. Yeah, and then also he played like in this other movie. What was it? It was like a war movie or something.
I think that's Jack Ryan, the agent.
The Floyd.
No one is gonna get that joke.
You have to do a lot of editing. The nice thing is I just come here and talk, and then you guys can do all the editing. Also, it's going on his channel, but yeah, I don't have to do any work. So I just like, he's a good actor, but the acting in this one,
if it felt awkward,
yeah,
and I think
felt awkward.
Maybe it's because he just wasn't fully. He just doesn't seem like someone who would just rein it in.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was going on there, but
I don't know.
There were certain moments that I liked. I wanted to like the part when he's like, Wanda, I have kids of my own. I'm gonna be honest. I saw like phone recorded footage on TikTok.
Oh, you got it spoiled.
No. And I getting spoiled. Here's the thing. I knew Mr. Fantastic was in the movie.
You knew he was gonna be.
But I didn't see it or anything. But I'm saying after you watch the movie, I rewatched that scene. His delivery is so unemotional. I'm like, I want to like this scene because he mentions his kids and his wife, and like his kids are super powerful.
Yeah, and he's like, I have kids.
Invisible Woman, obviously.
Wait, Mr. Fantastic has kids?
Yeah, in the later comics, they never been in the movie, so you wouldn't know. His kid's actually really powerful, like one of the most powerful like people.
Who does he marry again?
Invisible Woman.
Oh, so they got double genes.
Yeah, double mutant.
Double mutant
not
genes.
Mutants. It's actually I don't know. Are they? I don't know what they're technically called.
Would they be like they're kind of mutant?
I actually don't know.
Didn't they get their powers from like Mars or something?
Well, there was like a solar flare or cosmic. It's cosmic powers. It comes from like this. There's this like cosmic wave when they like go. They're astronauts. They go into space.
It was like genetic change or whatever.
Yeah, and affected their cells. So like technically they could be either in humans or mutants, which I know doesn't mean anything to you.
I don't know anything.
But I'm just doing it for them.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
But I don't even know how we started talking about this.
We're talking about we're way offline now. This thing's gonna go on for 2 hours, and Yanni's gonna try to edit it down to 2 minutes.
Oh my god!
It's gonna be more work than your essay you have to do tonight.
I literally have an essay.
Yanni has an essay due tonight, and he's still working on it.
I am so dedicated to this channel, and you guys.
What time is it due? Is it due at midnight?
Yeah.
Guys, it is 10:22 right now. We are doing a podcast, and Yanni has an essay. And after you're done with the essay, he actually finishes his semester.
Yeah, I cannot wait to be done with the semester.
Yeah.
But focus on John Krasinski.
Right. John Krasinski.
We'll wrap that up.
Sucked nuts. He was all right. I was a little unimpressed.
No, I think so too. There was certain. He was very stoic, and I think his body mannerisms were good, but his line delivery wasn't as great.
Yeah,
I still though want him as our main MCU. Mr.
I know.
Fantastic,
I wish they would have brought him in.
He's not going to be. And I don't know if we talked about
this.
this, but just to put it out there, I'm pretty sure in this movie it's just for fan service. I think that when we do get Mr. Fantastic in our Earth 616, which they did confirm in this movie. I'm going to say this doesn't mean anything to you. So the main Marvel comics are called Earth 616. Like that's like the Earth, like the universe name.
Yeah, like that's they mentioned that in the movie.
The thing that people have always defended the MCU against criticisms from the comics is that the MCU is not trying to be like Earth 616.
Oh, but this time they said that.
So I think there's a lot of fans who are going to be really upset about that.
Was this the first time that was ever confirmed?
Yes. Because in Far From Home, Quentin Beck Mysterio, he calls Earth 616.
But he's a fake.
Yeah, so it's just a coincidence. But so people are going to be upset about that. I mean, I don't care. But because essentially in the multiverse, technically the comic should be their own universe, and they could cross over theoretically, but whatever. And they could always retcon things later on.
Yeah.
But I think that John Krasinski being Mr. Fantastic was just.
We're not going to get him.
We're not going to get him. Okay. I think it's just for fan service. Maybe when they do Secret Wars, they'll have multiple Mr. Fantastics, and he'll come back.
Multiple John Krasinskis.
And they'll also bring back the old guy from the old movies. I don't even know the actor's name.
I don't know any actor's names.
Do you remember what he looks like?
I know what he looks like, yeah.
Yeah, so I think down the line he could show up again, but I think they're going to bring in new young people. Oh, I'm going to have to edit this spike.
I should have just sneezed on Yanni's microphone.
So as far as the other cameos, I think Captain Carter was fun. Like I said, I think she should
Captain Carter was fun, but also like she's been in other movies. The only like really like I feel like groundbreaking
was him
cameos was John Krasinski. You got Professor X. He's like the first time Professor X.
Let's go one character at a time.
Yeah.
Maria Rambeau next. It's just fun because
who is Maria Rambeau? I don't know these people. I breed goldfish. Okay, guys, I breed goldfish.
Maria Rambeau played Captain Marvel's friend in the Captain Marvel movie. Now remember, she has a daughter, and then her daughter, Monica Rambeau, was in WandaVision. Are these?
Oh,
there we go.
Wait, she got random powers in WandaVision.
Monica, yes, because of the barrier, and Wanda gave her powers.
Yeah,
but
and this
Maria Rambeau is the mom, and she was friends and was a pilot with Captain Marvel.
So that's what. Now she actually.
Yeah. So essentially, if I had to give a lore
the accident
explanation,
was like different.
It was her plane that crashed, or that she flew the plane. I don't remember the exact thing.
Okay, reasonable.
Yeah. She was fine. I think that they didn't give her too much to do.
She acted like Captain Marvel.
Her acting was actually good. It was pretty good. And fight scene, pow pow, blast blast, great.
Yeah.
Died by Rubble. Black Bolt, I'll mention quickly because there was an Inhuman show, flopped to the moon. Like I'm pretty sure it got like in the single digits.
I've never heard of this show.
It was really bad.
But also, I don't know about any of this.
And the Inhumans are really cool in the comics. But so they brought back the actor and they gave him a comic accurate suit that looks so good.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I have seen that suit before, but I don't know where.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like maybe I've seen a picture of him in the comics or whatever.
And then lastly, Professor X, which also I want to point out, we knew 3 out of the 5. We didn't know Black Bolt. We didn't know Mr. Fantastic. We knew Maria Rambeau. We knew Captain Carter, and we knew
Professor X. I don't know why they would release Professor X ahead of time.
I don't know.
I feel like it would have been so much cooler to be like, what? Professor X is back? Like we knew that. Like we saw the bald head. We saw the sparkle of the bald head.
Exactly.
And that gave it away.
It was really annoying.
It's almost like if you saw like. If you just saw like
if they saw the 4 on Mr. Fantastic,
like what if you saw like Tobey Maguire's smirk at the end of a trailer for Spider-Man?
Exactly.
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah.
It would have ruined it.
I
completely agree. I think frankly they should have dived fully into Captain Carter because of What If, and they could have capitalized that. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they kept her more.
And also, hold on, Supreme there was no Supreme Strange in this.
No, so that was Sinister Strange.
Was he even in What If?
So Supreme Strange is the one from What If. He's doing his own thing in a different. He's in the little bubble now. He's keeping that universe intact.
He's stuck in the bubble.
Yeah. But the one that we saw in this movie, we're driving all over the place, is Sinister Strange.
Okay.
But just to wrap up the cameos.
Yeah.
Professor X, fine. I do love they make there's a quote that he says that's a reference to Days of Future Past, which is one of my favorite ones. It's like some people stumble and lose their way, but they're never truly lost.
But that doesn't mean you can't come back.
Yeah,
from it,
and that's directly taken from that movie. So I heard that in the theater. I'm like, yes, I love this.
That was good. But also the way it was kind of scary. There are a lot of horror elements to this movie. Yeah. The way he died was kind of scary. I didn't see that coming. She killed him physically in his head, but then it ended up actually physically killing him too. So it was
it killed him mentally, but then it physically.
But then it physically
snapped his neck.
Snapped the neck.
And I think that mind sequence could have been a little bit cooler.
Yeah,
it was. I think it left more to be desired because
if the movie was longer, they could have had more depth to these people because there was that scene, the part where all these people come in, it's very short, and they all just kind of get killed up very. And
I get why she kills him, 1 to show the brutality, and 2 to show how powerful Wanda is. But let him fight a little. And
also, again, real cameo wise, the most crazy way in my mind, the way she killed the Bolt guy.
That was so cool.
I know
that was the most brutal and awesome.
Yeah, when she just seals up his mouth and goes, and he talks into his own brain and crunches his own brain. I was like, oh man, she is here for blood.
Yeah, and I love that the way they got around it is that technically she was covered in grease because it's from the Ultron bots, but it looks like blood and it just looks cool.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
technically, they did a lot of clever things.
Does that make it so it can
PG-13.
still be rated PG-13?
Yeah, I think so.
Blood makes it rated R.
I think gore. I think I don't know.
This whole rating system is so stupid.
Because like you think of like the Batman and this could be argued to be a little bit scary, but still feel PG-13. Like it's really treads the line.
Like what is the whole blood thing? Can we
I
talk
don't know.
about that for a second?
Because-
Blood is not that.
I know,
bad.
and it's like I hate. I think we talked about it. I told you actually about it during Moon Knight. Moon Knight should have had way more blood.
I know they don't.
But they didn't.
Like they don't show blood, and it's not realistic. And like okay, like, if you want to be brutal, like show some blood. Maybe not show the organs. Don't show the intestines popping out, whatever. But like blood,
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a red liquid. If you're afraid of blood, I'm sorry. If you're afraid of blood,
You're a weakling.
you got to man up. Like it's a red liquid. Just imagine someone poured some food dye in some water. Like what's the big deal here?
Exactly.
Like okay, you see some organs. Okay, I understand that. Like they're jiggly. They're like weird casings, whatever.
But like, and if you do brutal action,
they should be allowed to show
and
blood.
there's just nothing, it makes it feel weird. I would rather have less brutal action
Yeah.
with understandable consequences than have brutal action and no blood.
Yeah.
Like, it takes me out of the movie.
Yeah, and like you can almost tell that like they have to not show, and it takes away from the experience. You know,
It's like in Venom. In Venom, the second one, there are so many scenes when Venom bites the guy's head off and it just crumbles away, and it's like no blood, no gore, nothing. Yeah, it's the whole problem with the PG-13 while also trying to get darker.
yeah. Whoever set those guidelines, was drinking too much that night. He wasn't thinking straight. It's red liquid. Who cares?
Red liquid, who cares? Yeah. But I do also want to point out, for cameo-wise, I've heard from, and I'm bringing up leakers because I think a lot of them are reliable.
Yeah.
I know was supposed to be a post-credit.
That would have been cool.
Ghost Rider was supposed to be at... Do you know the scene when...
Wait, would it be like a Nick Cage Ghost Rider?
Yeah, and so...
Okay, now I'm mad.
So...
I don't even care for the character Ghost Rider, but if we had Nicolas Cage in that movie, that'd been so funny.
So you know the scene when Rachel Adams' character is protecting Strange when he's doing the Darkhold dreamwalking?
Rachel Adams. Who
I don't
is
know.
that?
I don't know who the character's name was.
I don't know who
forgot.
Rachel Adams is.
The girl, the nurse who Doctor Strange loves and can never have.
Oh, Christina.
Christine,
yeah.
Christina is our lab partner.
We have a lab partner, Christina. We're gonna see
She's
her
in the movie.
She's gonna be at my graduation party.
So Christine grabs this lamp out of nowhere and just lights it for no reason. Doesn't give any explanation. Uses it as like a flamethrower. That was supposed to be Ghost Rider because Ghost Rider deals with souls, and he was going to be killing those souls.
Wait, that was like a Ghost Rider.
No. That during that scene, that was a reshoot.
Oh, Ghost
and
Rider is
originally it
supposed
was
to
going to
come
be
in.
Ghost Rider killing those souls because it makes sense because of Ghost Rider fights like demons.
Yeah, and also like about the demons thing. Here's like my biggest.
Hold on, let's do cameos.
Yeah, we'll talk about cameos.
Yeah, so Deadpool, there's that. The Illuminati fight was reshot. Supposedly that whole scene was changed. And there was one other cameo that I can't remember. There were a lot of stuff that was cut. Oh, the end credit is Clea, who's a sorceress who Doctor Strange marries. She was supposed to be more in the movie, yeah. Oh. So there was a lot of stuff. This movie had extensive reach. I don't know if you remember that. It reshot for nearly I think 6 weeks, and that's a lot. Like they were doing max hours. This movie changed.
I wonder what it would have been before. I want to get like a Raimi cut.
Well, here's the thing. Well, even beyond that, the movie was originally 2 hours and 40 minutes, and they cut down 40. But this movie went through a lot of rewrites. And look, we ended it with a great movie, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to me too because what's funny is that it originally had way more cameos. I'm sorry, look at my mumble.
It's fine. We cut it out. We'll go again.
It originally had way more cameos. And what's funny is that I think they heard that the cameos in No Way Home helped really service the story well, and it wasn't just fan service. And I think they thought, this movie is just too much fan service and not enough
maybe
substance, and I think that they changed it. Or it was just too crazy and messy. I think those are the two possibilities.
Because it's easy to get messy with a multiverse movie.
It is, and
this one was a little messy. I feel like just a tad, at least for me, as an outside nerder, it was a little messy for me.
And that's a perspective I actually like. That's why we're starting this. I am in my own little nerd bubble, and he's in his own.
You need to branch into the goldfish people. All right, the goldfish people have all kinds of movie opinions that you guys don't know about.
Well, that pretty much wraps up the cameo. So let's talk about that. So you think that it bounced all over the place?
Yeah, like here's
hold on, pause. I want to make sure we're still recording.
Oh my good. My Yanni's gone cold. I'm wondering why.
So the video recorder just died, so we're just picking back up here.
We're recording this on iPhones, okay? We're amateurs here. Yanni's iPhone storage ran out, so now we're on to my iPhone storage. Yanni has 0 gigs left. I have 50 gigs left.
We also have 20% battery, but we're
and I have 20% battery left on my phone.
Okay, we just ended talking about the cameos, and I'm trying to think about what we were talking about. Was it that we talked about Sinister Strange? Is that where we were going? We talked about Wanda being crazy already. Oh, the pacing. The runtime.
No, I think I was going to talk about a little bit of a criticism of the movie I have. This isn't even a criticism of the movie specifically, but a criticism I have of Marvel in general.
Go for it.
I feel like also this is like coming from a non-nerd perspective. I know in the comics there's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens, but when I come from an outside perspective, there's just like a lot of wackiness, you know? Like when Marvel started, it was realistic. It was like, okay, you got Iron Man, he's a really rich billionaire, he builds a cool suit, but then now there's just random demons popping out of nowhere. And I don't understand, Doctor Strange goes and tries to shadow himself, then all these random black zombie ghosts come. What were those random black ghosts?
So those were the ghosts of the damned, and essentially.
And who are the damned?
Well, okay,
and why do they have ghosts?
You have to open your mind.
I'm opening my mind. Opening my mind.
So think about it like this: death is sacred in the universe.
Okay.
So, and when you put your soul and try to corrupt another body and reanimate it, the dead don't like that. Now the
dead are dead. Well, why do they care?
Well, there's dead spirits because you gotta imagine there's magical demons. Mephisto is the devil kind of. There are demons and evil people and magic.
And they just
some
don't
magic
that you're corrupting
is dark and evil. And so when there's dark and evil, think he got corrupted with his eye. Why would that?
Yeah, what the heck was with the eye?
It's all corrupted and evil.
So it's I feel like if you don't know the comics well, you'd be like, wait, now all of a sudden he's fighting a bunch of black zombie demons. Where did that come from? I don't understand.
I think that stuff you just have to just go with it because it's magical and crazy. And so when you think about bringing a body back to life, first of all, puppeting a dead body is you're desecrating a body. It's it feels weird, first of all, which it's supposed to be, because he's dreamwalking, it's evil. So when he says, the spirits, the damned, you think old, people who went to hell or, who don't get to be in heaven, and their whole purpose is to just... this isn't even stuff from the comics.
It was just weird, you know? It's just I just feel like he was, oh, yeah, I'm going to shadow my body, but all of a sudden, oh, wait, actually, we're just going to throw in a bunch of these, big, scary, whatever, bats. But
you got it. And
he uses them as wings.
Okay, that was pretty fun.
And then they fight these big giant. Who are these big ogres?
They're just protectors of the tomb or the throne.
And I feel like there's just so many random now we there's this other character we have to fight. There's this random demon. There's I don't know. I feel like if you're coming from an outside perspective, you're going down a little deep into the Marvel. And think it is a Marvel movie. Fine, all right, you're a Marvel movie. But from an outside perspective, the rabbit hole is you're getting into it a little bit. It's getting very Marvel-y, where if you don't really understand Marvel things, also at one point they're oh, this is not magic. This is not sorcery. This is dark magic.
Witchcraft.
I'm what the hell is the difference?
I'm gonna be honest.
What is the difference between sorcery? It's all just fake magic, out of the air, no science behind it. What is the difference between sorcery and sorcery is magic?
I think the difference
you're a wizard.
is the energy sources. If you're asking the actual answer, because
what is the energy source for a wizardry?
I think sorcery is way more fake. And then because here's the thing, they kind of grounded his sorcery into science. Because remember, she's you believe in science, I believe in magic. Where I come from, they're one and the same. Remember in the first movie?
Yeah.
They do that weirdness.
Yeah.
But it's magic. And I think the way you just understand it is that it's just different types. And maybe even think good and evil. witchcraft deals with like reanimating bodies, stealing people's bodies, taking over minds of people.
This is just Star Wars.
Evil.
It's the dark side and the
Exactly.
light side.
There's the dark side and light side everywhere. So like that's how you can think of it.
Okay. But yeah, I just like
But it's a very interesting point.
Just for me, like not being super into the Marvel comics and stuff, I'm like there's just a lot more demons and magic and like craziness, and I'm like, we've come a long way since Iron Man.
And you know what? But
we've come a very like Iron Man was very very like. There's one man with a suit and he's fighting
another man with a suit.
Obadiah, whatever, like the big man with the suit.
Tony Stark was able to build.
Tony Stark built WandaVision in a cave with a bunch of scraps.
And
But,
you know that
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you though, be ready to get even weirder. Like
and
the two things that we're gonna go is we're
think it's
going
just gonna get
into
crazier.
three things. We're going into more multiverse. We're going into
Yeah.
more magic, and we're gonna go cosmic soon. And
Whoa,
cosmic is weird.
What is
Cosmic is it's space, and like Fantastic Four is space. It's
Okay,
like not exactly magic.
Well, that's okay. That's more sciencey.
It's
right.
science. Yeah, so this is more sciencey.
And also, hold on. Like this is way off topic.
Yeah.
Eternals. Like what the Earth is an egg. Like that was like way out of whack. Like that was
I remember-
that was so out of whack. It was like yeah, no, like it sucked.
we got out of the theater, and Luke just looks at me like, "What the heck is up with
know.
the Earth being an egg?" Like Luke could not fathom that.
I miss when Marvel movies was a little boy gets bit by a spider and he tries to save the day, and then there's Doc Ock, whatever. Like like I miss when it was a little more simple, realistic.
It's not even realistic. You can't say.
Well, you can't say realistic, but I miss
simple and fun.
Yeah, but like when it's like a Earth like. When it's like the whole Earth is at stake every single time, it's like, okay, like we get it now, like whatever, it's gonna be saved. But
that's why I like when people lose.
Yeah, it was just like things are getting crazy in Marvelville. You know,
madness.
It's a multiverse of madness.
Yeah, and I'm telling
Wanda
you,
Maguire.
like I think that when we do more with mutants, when we do more Fantastic Four, because they're gonna bring Galactus into this stuff too.
I don't even know who that is.
He's
There's someone very big.
He's like a big guy who eats planets.
It's Thanos.
He's Thanos. He's actually not like Thanos, but anyways. But I'm telling you, it's gonna get wackier. But that's an interesting perspective, and whenever I want to know what the general public thinks, I
am the general public. I speak for you. If you don't agree with me, you're wrong.
because like when I'm in my bubble, I'm like, this is awesome, weirdness, cool, and I'm thinking everyone is up to pace. The one thing I didn't think people were going to be up to pace with was the multiverse, and I think that Loki and Spider-Man really did help people try to understand.
Yeah.
Like if this came out before those two,
they wouldn't have.
Oh my god!
Like
Bringing in multiple Doctor Stranges. No,
you know what's funny? I felt like the whole Loki and like Spider-Man and like all those other shows that were kind of leading up, like hinting at like multiversal thing. I felt like it was just gonna like come to a big peaking point.
We're not even at the peak yet.
Yeah, I don't think. I thought like Multiverse of Madness was going to be that.
Me
big
too. That's what we all Multiverse
like,
of Madness.
Oh crap, we have to like fix it all together. But it really like all those shows just kind of taught us what it was. It was almost like it's like
exactly,
this, especially TVA.
And you know what?
With Loki, like
you know what though? I'm gonna be honest. I don't like how they explain the multiverse in Loki because I know it's not how, like they're never gonna refer to branches ever again.
Is it not true?
Look, like the way it's in the comics, and even like DC does it best with explaining, but you can't even think of it like branches. You just have to think
it's like infinite lines.
Infinite lines. That's the best way to explain it.
They don't come back to one.
No, nothing even like that. Like
okay, they're all independent infinite lines.
Yeah,
okay.
like that's like the best way, and like you can maybe think of it as branch, but like it's not necessarily that branching is necessarily wrong. It's just I think it makes it more confusing in the long run.
Yeah, and also like
it's like when you do like a cheat in math and it works for this one problem, but later on in life you want to understand the concepts. Like,
it's like when you check all your homework and then when you come to the exam,
and you take a final,
and you take the final, and you get a 60% on it, or 60% if you're lucky. And usually
we're in engineering, and it's but like all this stuff is being done to prepare the audience, and I think that those like Spider-Man and Loki helping the general public understand the multiverse, because my sisters were really confused. Like they all thought all the Spider-Mans were the same because they don't think about it too much.
Oh, I thought it was like the same universe, just recasting the actor.
Yeah, because they don't think.
I'm not even a nerd. I knew that one.
No, well, my sisters aren't exactly right.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
And he's like, I gotta cut that one.
But, and I think that, like, I don't think that this was too crazy. Like, I think it was enough to, like, make the audience, like, okay, we're going this way. Because, like I said, I think, like, the next end game level thing is going to be a multiversal crossover called Secret Wars.
When realistically do you think that'll come about?
2030. I think that we're not going to get that till then.
Wait, what years are right now?
2022. I'm telling
you. So you think it's going to be 8 years?
Because this is my thought process.
Will Tobey Maguire still be alive in 8 years? He's an old man now. This is actually they better move that up because Toby's actually starting to get a little saggy. So they better
He's
start
going back to acting.
They better start filming Toby's shots before he gets too old and saggy. Because I don't want an old saggy Spider-Man. I want young youthful Toby.
Tobey Maguire, if you're watching this, we love you.
We love you. Please film before you turn saggy.
Saggy is such a funny term. But okay, so here's my thought process. They still have to do Fantastic Four and X-Men before they do the Secret Wars.
They're gonna recast all that?
Oh yeah, X-Men and Fantastic Four are both coming. Fantastic Four is coming really soon, actually.
You know, when they make it's not confirmed they're making Secret Wars, right? That's just
but it just seems the most logical.
Logical.
They're doing all these things like incursions and the multiverse is colliding. Like that's what Secret Wars is.
Like it would be like I don't know how they're gonna make an actually good Secret Wars movie.
This is what's gonna happen.
So much more people involved here.
It's gonna be like Lord of the Rings. It's gonna be 3 parts. I'm telling. This is my prediction.
Like 3 parallel stories.
3 movies. I think it's gonna be 3 movies. I think I don't even think they can do it in 2. I think it's gonna be 3
Tobey
movies.
Maguire in 3 more movies. I'm totally in for that.
Because I think that's how it's gonna go. They're gonna pull the Lord of the Rings and they're gonna do it like that. Because
that'd be awesome.
Because they don't want to do it a show because they won't make as much money. And they need
you
more runtime.
You can't do something that epic in a show.
Because you can't do it in a show. Well, you could, but because you have the runtime. The runtime is the big thing. Yeah. They need enough runtime because you have to imagine how many characters they're going to bring in.
They're going
to bring in Chris Evans and Rob Downey Jr. again for cameos.
That'd be crazy.
Like they're going to bring in everybody. And that's their next end game. Because what we might get before then, but here's the thing. They also don't want to push it too far because like you said, actors are getting old, and will Patrick Stewart be able to do Professor X, and can Magneto still like the old guys?
Maybe they'll bring in the young ones and say, "Oh, it's a different
exactly."
multiverse."
But here's and like in my mind, they're gonna bring in everyone. But
they're bringing an old and a young one. 2 Professor X's show.
Well, Days of Future Past did it. They talked. They met. They met through the mind. They met through the mind.
Oh yeah.
But so that's like the thing. I like that to me. I think that they would first do Galactus if they had their infinite time. They do Galactus and then they would end with Secret Wars. But I think because of the time constraints of older actors and people retiring, because even when actors retire, they're not going to want to come back just for a cameo.
But like if it was Secret Wars, like something epic as that, like.
But you know what?
I would lose respect for an actor if they said, I'm done.
And you know what though? The one other thing is that more and more famous actors and actresses. Actually, actors. We just call them actors. Want to be in the MCU. Like all these high class people.
MCU is a big
Angelina Jolie just came in.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron.
Too bad her movie sucked.
Too bad. I didn't like it either. Eternals was not good. But all these big people are wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Like Keanu Reeves is in talks for something in the future. Like
that's so crazy.
Like because this is hip. This is what's in. It also makes the money.
MCU is in.
Yeah.
It is in.
And so I'm telling you, I think 2030. 2030s or early 2030s is my.
You know how old I'm gonna be in 2030? I'm gonna be 29 years old.
How
many subscribers are we gonna have in 2030? I gotta have 10 million.
I'm gonna shoot for 1 million.
You're gonna have way more than 1 million. I feel like.
Well, like we could, ideally, we could probably both.
Can a Goldfish channel even get 10 million
then.
subscribers? Yeah, I hope to be married and have kids by then. Maybe I'll retire. I don't even know.
Bring the kids to the. This is history, kids.
Yeah. Show these tapes.
But
let's get back to the movie.
Get back to the movie.
We're talking about marriage here. We're talking about our future lives here. Days of future.
As you can tell, we just ramble.
Yeah, we ramble a lot here. What were we talking about?
You thought it was too crazy.
Talk about WandaVerse.
I do want to bring up, because we mentioned it in the spoiler-free section, the fighting was awesome. This time the magic felt like magic. It was creative.
And the music magic fighting.
Oh my! That
was so weird, but so cool.
That might be my favorite fight scene in any MCU movie. Like that was so creative.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but like, because the thing is, there wasn't actually that much punching and cool kicking and like choreography.
It's just,
but it was so creative.
Blended the music and the notes, and the way it changed.
And I think they did like some Beethoven is like dun 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 dun, and they like sent it back at each other, and it was like, whoa, what is going? Wait, that was Danny Elfman that did that.
Well, he composed the.
I didn't even know Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman is a goat. He created the Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire theme and Hulk.
Okay,
the Hulk
and
theme
that's
is good
also
too.
I want to point out to you. If you listen to the Hulk theme and the Doctor Strange theme in this and the Justice League theme that he did, they all sound the same.
They all sound the same
because he's
got the Danny Elfman kind of feel to it. Yeah, well, he's good.
It's great. It's still
let
good,
him continue using it.
Yeah. But that fight scene was amazing. The CGI was something people critiqued. I thought it was great. I didn't think it was bad.
Like
maybe because of Moon Knight, I thought like I'm used to bad CGI.
We're just used to the crap Marvel CGI at this point, where they just like they could put like Winnie the Pooh cartoon up there. Be like, this is good CGI. This is Winnie the Pooh. It looks very crisp. But
because Moon Knight had such terrible CGI.
Yeah, but
this was good.
I think the thing is, this is kind of like common throughout all the movies. The CGI of the magic itself, like that kind of looks kind of fakish to me. Like the red stuff.
Red smoke looked bad.
Yeah, that red smoke, like the red power from Wanda. I don't know.
It looks weird, but the Doctor Strange, the golden looks always good.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah,
but
I think it's just easier to do.
But I feel like sometimes just like when they had these random like magic things in the air, like for me it looks a little animated. It looks just a little animated with having like the red in the air, and like I don't know, just it looks a little fake. I feel like maybe it look like more realistic, like almost like fire or some sort of like gaseous thing. I don't know, but. That part, those kind of get a little fuzzy. The octopus thing in the beginning was very good CGI.
Great.
Very good CGI. And little gremlins and whatever that were protecting Wanda. They looked pretty good. Can we talk about how Wand straight up just like shot the thing off his face? That was an epic
Let's
kill.
go into the violence and the horror aspects.
Yeah.
The violence was brutal.
I think it's probably the most brutal Marvel movie.
MCU. I would say Daredevil is still more brutal. Kingpin smashes the dude's head in with a car. Like,
he does smash the head in, and it shows more of the blood.
Yeah.
But I feel like in actual violence and like cold-blooded killing.
I'm trying to think of anything else. Logan. He's sliced.
Oh, okay. Actually, I can't say that when there's Logan. I can't say it's the most brutal when there's Logan was absolutely brutal. Yeah. But it was a lot of cold-blooded deaths that I did not expect to happen. I'm like, wait, what? John Krasinski, I liked him. And he's like,
he got pulled apart like string cheese.
I know. And then also Captain Carter getting chopped in half.
That was cool.
I was like, whoa. Yeah. Like Marvel actually went.
Black Bolt, we said, was also so insane.
Yeah, Black Bolt's head like caving in. So I was like, okay, they're actually going with some kind of cold-blooded like deaths here. Like, wow, like that's kind of crazy. Still didn't show much of the violence, but it was the violence aspect was good. I like Yanni said like he was hoping for more horror when we talked about it after.
Yeah. I saw Luke jump a couple times.
I actually did jump a couple. Sometimes when they show Wanda and she's just like,
out of the mirror dimension when her bones were all like
weird. When she crawls out of the mirror dimension and she's like getting back together. I'm like, okay, the horror on this that's Sam Raimi for you.
I just want a really scary superhero movie. I don't know why. It's like one of these things I've always wanted.
Yeah, but that one was a good one. Maybe we'll bring Raimi back for another.
Oh, he's for sure doing the third one. And they even like.
Oh, there's a third one. Oh, they said Doctor Strange will return. Yeah,
they're for sure gonna do a third, and he's definitely gonna do it because everyone is praising. Like even people who don't like the movie are praising Sam Raimi for his work in this.
Yeah, he's the goat. He's so good.
And you know what I love also, like there were so many random transitions and camera angles that are atypical and like fade-ins and fade-outs. They're so Sam Raimi.
There was a lot of like different things. I'm like this. Like
it feels Sam Raimi.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like your normal Marvel movie. Yeah. Like a lot of the shots and perspectives don't feel very Marvel-y. They feel more like, oh wow, like you're on kind of a ride here. Yeah. Especially when Wanda's there and Wanda's going like wreaking havoc. Like it just feels like really, really crazy. Yeah. But yeah, it was. I liked the horror aspect of it.
I did too. I think it was used really well. Mm-hmm. There was one jump that did get me. I can't remember where it was though. But Wanda was creepy the entire time, and it was so well done. And she plays psychotic so well.
She plays psychotic really well. But yeah, like we were talking about this earlier. I think she became evil too fast, and then she becomes non-evil too fast too.
But you know what? You know what it reminds me of? Dr. Octopus. Toby just out of nowhere brings it back. No. Because America Chavez shows, you see her kids, and she's like, oh no, don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. And then she sees the fear in their eyes, and she's like, no, I am a monster. I need to stop this.
Yeah.
It's Doc Ock.
I will say,
all coming together.
I will say it is kind of similar to that, but Doc Ock actually had like a fight between his brain and the brain of the things.
Was there corrupted.
Like was there a
Wanda's a good person. Wanda's a good person.
Is she? Okay. Is Wanda a good person? I don't think so.
Okay, because to be honest, I guess WandaVision she was not great.
She fought on the wrong side of the German war. She deducted the whole town, and then oh no, it was the Darkhold that got her. No, she was rotten at the core before going into this thing.
That's a great point. Okay, maybe she's.
I think she was a very morally corrupted person. She tried to do the good thing, but she did not have a strong moral compass. That compass was just spinning, and then if it landed on,
to be fair, she said a lot of brutal stuff happened to her. Her brother died. She killed her husband.
Yeah,
and then brought him back to life and saw him die again.
Yeah. That was all for nothing. That was kind of brutal.
She suffered,
but.
And she no one love her, which really sad.
But she went and she got the whole Darkhold thing, and then all it took was her children to be a little bit afraid. I was like, okay, I guess. Yeah.
I like that. I'm gonna be honest. It makes me feel happy. I love emotional, just that love perseveres and love wins the day, because it's her love for her kids that makes her realize I've become a monster. This is not who I should be.
She should have realized that herself.
To be honest, I totally agree. When she blew up Black Bolt's face,
I know.
I think that could have been a sign.
It was just I'm gonna kill you, Doctor Strange. Actually, I'll sacrifice my life and kill myself. And
I don't think she's dead. She's not dead. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because I'm also pretty sure in the comics, when Wanda fake dies, she just goes into hiding like Yoda, to not hurt anyone else. Because if you look when the thing's crumbling down, there's a little red explosion.
Yeah.
And I think that's her either protecting herself or
her escaping or something.
Yeah. I'm telling you, she's not dead.
Yeah.
And everyone loves Elizabeth Olsen.
And Marvel likes to do a lot of fake outs. Yeah. Marvel likes to do a lot of fake outs with that. Yeah.
She's coming back. There's a rumored solo movie actually coming.
Yeah, the thing is, I do like her as an actor in the MCU. I just can't understand how people are actually on her side.
Oh, I don't get it either. Did I tell you?
I know. I think she's a great actor. Right? I think her character is good, but in my opinion, she's an MCU villain, and people view her as an MCU hero. This one she absolutely was the villain.
So the tweet, I don't know if I said during the spoiler, was that he's like, Wanda was amazing in this movie, and she's such a hero because she loses her way, but she comes back in the end and does the right choice. She's such a good hero, and I'm so glad she's back on the right side.
Now that you say it, the Doc Ock comparison is actually very, very close. The thing is, she was even a little more evil than Doc Ock going in.
I agree.
Doc Ock was a little arrogant. Doc Ock was a little arrogant going in, but he was good soul.
The WandaVision thing kind of ruins it for me.
But having WandaVision before, you're already, no Darkhold or anything. You're a little wonkers. I wish
that there would have been a way to have at least a Darkhold on her, so you could maybe see it.
So they could tie that to that? Yeah.
To be fair, a lot of brutal stuff happened to her. She saw that people were not only dissecting Vision's old body, she broke in there, didn't kill anyone, but then she went and just her tears created the hex, and then she didn't want to give it up. But then
sometimes you have to give up the way you want most,
the things you want the most.
Even it's a Tobey Maguire quote. I forgot it.
But I remember in WandaVision she does do that because once again she sees all the people crying. She's like, "You gotta take down the hex."
You know, when you think about it, it's very similar. She goes wonkers. She does a lot of bad stuff, and she's like, you know what? I must be good. And then this one, she goes really, really wonkers.
I'll make a TikTok about that later.
And then at the end, she's like, you know what? I gotta be good. So you can probably expect another movie with
We always have a choice.
We always have a choice.
Everything goes back to Tobey Maguire.
Everything ties back to Sam Raimi's Tobey Maguire. But yeah, she just always goes haywire and then comes to her senses. So maybe in the next movie, if she's still alive, she'll go haywire again.
I think there is a rumored solo project. If that's not the case, and she comes back.
Yeah, they've never had a solo movie with them. Yeah. And honestly, I feel like they do well because she is a great actor.
Oh yeah.
And maybe
the stands will come in.
I know. Maybe she could have a redemption arc. Maybe she could have a redemption. Even I don't know. She's a murderer. Maybe she could have a redemption arc here, and come back to being
if
a
Toby
hero.
can smack MJ across the face.
If Toby can go. and smack MJ to the floor and come back from that. You can come back from
Anything.
murder, homicide, anything. Yeah.
She's not a bad woman, Luke. She just has
Had
bad luck.
Yeah.
Everything comes back to Sam Raimi.
Oh, I really hope he does a lot more
He's got
movies with
to.
them. Can you imagine if he did the next Spider-Man? That'd be so cool.
I think
They should give him another Spider-Man to do.
I'm surprised they don't.
That'd be so good.
I'm telling you, they're gonna give him a lot more because this movie is so. I said this actually, I think, in my spoiler-free review.
Mm-hmm.
This movie was what Eternals was supposed to be. Eternals was supposed to be this groundbreaking, revolutionary, new step in the direction like the Dark Knight.
This was completely different than Eternals.
Like that's what Eternals is supposed to be. Like crazy acting, crazy new direction. Like what the Dark Knight did for movies and what Sam Raimi's Spider-Man did for superhero movies. Like that was what Eternals was supposed to be. This did that more because it was crazy directing, crazy music, crazy
and
plot.
thing is, I don't necessarily think it's groundbreaking. I think it was
not groundbreaking.
Yeah, but I think it was a good movie. It was
it's a
good
stepping
multiverse
point.
movie. But it is a good stepping point.
I think it sets a new foundation for where they're gonna go in the future.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi, first of all, started all this Marvel movies.
I know.
And now he's starting the next phase.
It's so
in
cool.
MCU.
I love the guy.
He's awesome. He's the best.
We've been blessed as a society to have that man.
Thank you, Sam Raimi.
Thank you, Sam Raimi. This video
It's brought to you.
this video is brought to you by Sam.
That's dedicated. I'll say.
This video is dedicated to Sam Raimi. Thank you.
I think that covers that on my end. What do you feel about the post-credit scenes?
I was hoping for a little more substance.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh.
the third eye, and I'm like,
Okay.
at first you think, oh crap, like there's evil inside Strange,
Yeah.
and then you think
They
like,
play it as like play it off.
but then they play it off as like, oh yeah, watch me just like forcibly open my third eye.
Yeah.
And like now he's like has control over it or something, so it's like
I
it's
hate
like,
it.
It's like,
I did not like that.
It's like
'Cause
part of his thing. Yeah.
Here's the thing. What I think that they could have done, because they needed to introduce Clea, who's like his future wife. But I love how the movie ends, where he's screaming in the street and it just fades away.
Yeah,
that is so.
Yeah, I wish
cool.
I wish they left it that and didn't show the next
Me
thing, because
too.
that would be like, holy crap, there's something crazy inside Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
So, like
what's gonna happen to him in the future?
they could have based the whole next movie off something like that. I don't even know.
And it makes it feel so hollow. Like
I know, because immediately after they just
he's
kind of
fine.
patched that.
He's
Like,
walking.
oh, no, he's fine.
He's chilling.
Yeah.
He's opening his eye on purpose.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird.
And that the second one was really funny. Just the guy like
I love
killing
that
himself,
one.
whatever.
Bruce
He's like,
Campbell, first of all, is hilarious.
Okay, it's all done.
Yeah, and then they cut it. It's all done like the movie is.
Yeah,
like
it was-
their fourth wall.
It wasn't substantive, but it was funny. It was
No,
like- it was
and
like
I
it was a
love
funny
those
little thing.
Like it's like even like that one Captain America where he's like comes down. It's like so. You waited all your life for something, all to be disappointed, and then it's like
yeah, I remember that one, the little like infomercial thing.
yeah. I think, frankly, I like fun post credit scenes because I don't always need it to be because I think
I feel like we've been
post-credit scenes-
desensitized to like
Yes.
some exciting post credit scene. Like we have to like okay,
It should be
every
fun.
post credit scene can't be some sort of like game changing like
yes,
thing.
because it's so, and you know what? It just makes it just feel so.
And like people make fun of like Marvel people for like
Yeah, for staying over the credit, like the
credit scenes.
I just watched like whatever. What's a fancy movie?
They'll be like, I just watched Passion of the Christ. Where's the post credit scene? It's like Revelations when the world's ending. It's like he's back. He's back.
Could you imagine like a Christ movie and the post credits you see like the boulder move or something?
Jesus Christ will return. It just has that.
Wait, did you hear about the Kingsman where they teased Hitler like Thanos? Okay, so the Kingsman is essentially this new one like deals with like so bad. It deals with like setting up like
canceled.
No, it's not me saying it. I didn't make the movie.
Yeah, I made the movie, guys.
But it deals with like real life history and like, makes it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
So the post credit scene is all these villains meeting up, and it's like this one guy comes to like, hello, like this is Stalin, and then this other guy's like, he's like, this kid is gonna change the world, and he's like, oh, don't be shy, boy, say your names, like Adolf Hitler.
Oh my gosh!
And it's like that's like so stupid.
I know.
It's so pointless.
That's what a Marvel fan would expect at the end of a movie.
That's what Marvel has done. Like, that's what
Marvel's done to
post-credit
the society. We demand post-credit scenes for everything.
And sometimes it just feels so weird and boring. Ugh. But I want fun. Like I can't. Like Eternals didn't have fun ones. I don't think. I mean,
It was like the
Whitman
weird
was
like
kind of
space,
cool.
the space coming down.
Like, why wasn't that in the movie? Just to clue
Yeah.
that, like,
Yeah, I don't know.
like they'll cut parts from the movie and just throw it at the end.
Throw it at the end. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's us in the post.
But yeah, that about
Anything
does
else?
my.
We talked about violence, the characters. Oh, we didn't talk at all about America Chavez.
Oh,
That's pretty bad.
all right. Real quick, Mary
She's
Chavez. She's a very good character. I liked her character. I think I don't like when at the end of the story they're just like, you gotta focus and use your power. I'm like, why didn't you do that before? Who are you talking?
She looks up, chained up. Who are you talking to?
Like this whole time, like right in the beginning, like she literally lets the other Doctor Strange like die because I can't use my power. I'm sorry, like I don't know how to control it. Blah blah. And at the end, all you need is a little pep talk from Doctor Strange. No, I believe in you. You could have done this the whole time. Is that all that really takes?
Power of belief.
It's like literally, if she could have controlled that, lives would have been saved. Like lots of lives would have been saved all throughout this entire movie. But all it needs is a little pep talk. Oh, you gotta believe in yourself. And like, oh, now I can control it.
We always have
a choice. Yeah.
Okay. Toby is holding on to the thing.
If she had watched Spider-Man 3 and heard the little monologue from Tobey Maguire at the end when it says, like, you always have a choice, you can always choose to do what's right, we would have not had a movie. She would have just chosen to open up the thing whenever she needed to, and her parents would have never died, whatever. She would have been fine.
I will say one of my favorite tropes, though, in movies is when they're training and then they're training and they get beat so hard, then they gotta push.
Yeah.
But like this, she doesn't know.
But this, there wasn't even any
and
training. It was just
they couldn't
like,
do it. I get
it
that.
was literally just a pep talk, and then she's good to go. But like whatever, you gotta. I'll cut them slack because they gotta make a movie.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
You can't make it all realistic. You gotta make a movie. But
and I will also like, as far as Strange's arc, I like that that she saved the day. Because
and like
the
he
whole
starts to
point,
value individual lives a
Yes.
little more instead of just thinking statistically across the whole
Yes.
entire multiverse. How's the best possible outcome? He starts getting a little more close connection to the people and like, okay, actually, I'm not gonna kill her. I'm not gonna do what my other self did. I'm gonna let her give it a shot.
because we find all these three other Strange. Two, the other one kind of felt like him too, Sinister. But
yeah,
like,
a lot of the other strangers are bad.
they all are bad, and they all had this like statistical thinking.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him realize, okay, I have to value human life too. I can't just think in numbers.
Yeah, you gotta think.
Because he says in the beginning, the Defender Strange says the exact line from No Way Home, like
in the grand scheme of the multiverse, blah blah.
insignificant.
This insignificant.
So he values people.
Yeah.
And also, though, he learns he can't control everything because remember the whole point, like. Christine keeps on saying you always have to be the one holding the knife, like Steven.
Yeah, I was gonna be the one holding the knife.
In this
one, he gives the knife to Chavez.
Yeah, and she does it all.
Yeah.
So she was great. Wong was great. We said he was badass. Ooh, am I allowed to swear? Is that our first time? I don't know if I said that.
Cross that one out.
Any other characters? I'm trying to remember if we're forgetting anybody.
I think that about does
I can't believe
it.
we almost forgot about America Chavez.
I also gotta pee pretty soon.
And that camera could very well be off right now.
I hope you're not off. If that camera's not recording right now, I'm gonna smash something. I'm gonna smash Yanni. No, wait, that came out wrong.
No, I really hope it's not recording.
Anyway, that about does it. If you haven't liked or subscribed by now,
Hold on, we gotta do
make sure
shameless
you do
plugs.
that.
We said at the beginning. Normally do shameless plugs at the end.
What are shameless plugs?
Luke, where can the people find you?
Oh, find me at Luke Scoldies on YouTube and anywhere else, honestly. I'm Luke Scoldies everywhere.
And I'm Yanni from Yanni's Nerdverse. Same place, I'm everywhere. We were
He's
so
on all
smart.
platforms.
We got all the
We're
platforms.
diversified across all the platforms. You can find us anywhere.
Guys, if you like this video, please first of all like it and also let us know in the comments. We will be back. I'm promising now without having talked to Luke. We're gonna be back here for the first episode of Kenobi.
We're gonna have more memory storage on our cameras, and it'll still look pretty janky like it looks right now.
But at least we won't have to stop the recording halfway through.
That'll be good.
Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Thank you for watching.
Have a good rest of your day.
Have a good rest of your day. Bye bye. And that's a wrap.